When you think about NBA celebrations, you picture emotion, fire, and confidence. But sometimes that extra energy comes with a price tag. Over the years, players have found out the hard way that not every move after a big shot is worth it. From taunts to obscene gestures, the league has drawn some pretty bold lines. Let's talk about some of the most infamous moments when celebrations went too far and cost the stars thousands. LeBron's big balls dance. Fresh off a one-game suspension, LeBron James walked right back into controversy. Late in a tense matchup against the Pacers, he buried a huge three-pointer to seal the game, and on his way back down the court, broke out the old Cassell dance. Yeah, that one. The league didn't find it funny. They slapped LeBron with a $15,000 fine, calling it obscene. What made it stand out even more was the timing. This came right after his suspension for that scuffle with Isaiah Stewart, and right after he had two heckling fans ejected from the arena. So emotions were already boiling. But still, the NBA's rulebook doesn't bend for even the biggest names. The message, bring the fire, just keep the gestures clean. Dwight Howard's crowd gesture. Back in 2017, Dwight Howard was fined $35,000 for a move the NBA flat out called inappropriate. It happened in Cleveland during a close game against the Cavs. Late in the first half, he turned toward the stands and made a gesture that definitely wasn't in the playbook. The NBA acted immediately. No suspension, just a big fine and a label. Unsportsmanlike conduct. It wasn't tied to a dunk, a block, or even trash talk. It looked deliberate. And when a move targets fans instead of opponents, the NBA tends to hit harder. Howard's stats that season didn't help his case. A veteran or not, they wanted to make an example. Ja Morant's finger gun drama. In April 2025, Ja Morant found himself in trouble again. He made a finger gun gesture during 2 straight games, first against the Warriors, then the Heat. After the warning, he did it again, and boom, $75,000 fine. Now, the NBA didn't say it was meant to be violent, but considering Morant's past firearm-related suspensions, the gesture hit differently. When the same imagery that got you suspended off the court shows up during games, the league steps in fast. Ja's response? He swapped it for a grenade toss celebration, pretending to pull a pin and cover his ears. Creative maybe, but definitely testing the limit. Dikembe Mutombo's finger wag. Iconic, legendary, and expensive. Dikembe Mutombo's finger wag became a symbol of dominance after every block, but eventually, the NBA decided it looked too much like taunting. Fines started at a few thousand each time and built up to thousands upon thousands over his career. By the late 90s, the league just banned it altogether. They didn't care that it was harmless fun. They wanted to tone down anything that looked like disrespect. Mutombo's wag became basketball history and a reminder that even the coolest signature move can get the whistle. Jimmy Butler's bench gesture. Jimmy Butler wasn't even playing when he got fined. During the 2022 playoffs, sitting out with knee inflammation, he celebrated a teammate's bucket with a questionable hip thrust gesture from the bench. Cameras caught it. The NBA fined him $15,000, and to make things worse, fined the Miami Heat the same amount for posting it on social media. It was lighthearted, but the NBA doesn't play when it comes to public image. Even on the sidelines, Butler laughed it off, joking that it was Coach Spoelstra's fault for telling them to celebrate each other. Still, the message was clear. If the cameras can see it, it counts. Kyrie Irving's double middle finger. Kyrie's return to Boston in 2022 was heated. The crowd was relentless, and Kyrie had enough, flipping both middle fingers during the game. Caught on camera, no debate, and 2 days later, $50,000 fine. He said the insults from the crowd crossed the line, but the NBA said professionalism doesn't have exceptions. No matter the history, gestures like that break the code. Even in the playoffs, emotions don't excuse it. Joel Embiid's Christmas crotch chop. Christmas Day, national TV, Celtics versus Sixers. Embiid hits an and one, turns and breaks out the DX-style crotch chop. The crowd loved it. The NBA didn't. $75,000 fine for obscene gesture, announced 2 days later. It was a reminder that context matters, not just what you do, but when and where you do it. Embiid's charisma is part of what makes him a fan favorite, but the league wants that line respected, especially on big stages. Paul Pierce's gang sign fine. Back in 2008, Paul Pierce got fined $25,000 for flashing what the NBA called a menacing hand gesture toward the Hawks bench. They never said it was an actual gang sign, but they didn't take chances. Pierce denied it, saying it symbolized blood, sweat, and tears. Still, the NBA wasn't buying it. Sometimes perception outweighs intent. Even if the player says it means nothing, how it looks on TV can make all the difference. The NBA's line is crystal clear. Passion is fine, personality is fine, but when celebrations edge into taunting, obscenity, or questionable imagery, fines are coming. From finger wags to finger guns, every move tells a story, and sometimes that story costs a few $1,000s.